Perfect PK, player killer. Here again with you. I wasn't sure if it was recording. That's why I had that silence. So, in the building, player killer, Paul Kloos, perfect rebel. You know why I say perfect rebel? Because I made so many messed up choices in life, and so many rebellious choices. I never listened to anyone, never did any of that, all of that. Did the worst possible things, experimented with hard drugs like meth, never heroin, but tons of weed, LSD, rolls, you name it. Dropped out of school, dude. I've been to prison. That's another thing about me. Could you expect me, dude? Look at me. Do you think I would be the one to be in a prison? Well, I've been there. I've gone through so much shit, but now here I am, and life is like this blessing. And I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to be alive and to just say whatever I want and still have a voice and still have my health and not have any HIVs or STDs or any of that CP3s, any of that queerness. No, we are still here. And we're on day numero cinco, number 5, the 5th day of our progress, our spiritual alchemy journey. Before we move mountains, we've just got to move stones. It's kind of a cloudy day today, and I'm attempting to hold the camera more still because I know yesterday was a cluster fuck of just all type of disorganization. It was actually not that bad, Why be so hard on yourself? You like my Stranger Things shirt? I kind of like that show. I might have to make a spin-off or something at some point. But anyway, dude, today I dealt with the urges, It's not easy to do this. The reason why I'm doing this is to just give some extra motivation, I've tried so many times. But isn't it better to try than to not do anything at all? Even if Yoda says, there is no try, only do or do not. I mean, this time I'm doing it, and I'm going to extra levels, And I had an urge today, so I really wanted to gamble, Oh, I fell so deep into gambling, by the way, folks. I would go every day like a degenerate, and using a person that only makes $35,000 a year, and I would be gambling so heavy, way beyond my limit. It was such a rush, and I would have a roller coaster of emotions. And 70% of the time I would lose, even though that 30% of the time I would win. It never was good enough. But it's like heroin, dude. It's so addicting to want to do something like that. Let me tell you, people that know this, they're gonna see, dude, the same neural networks that the firings off that go on when you do heroin happen when you gamble. It's that much of an addictive drug. The rush you get, dude. My foot is shaking right now just talking about it. It's nuts. Anyway, I was just gonna go online and gamble. It's so easy these days with Bitcoin, don't you know? But if I want to be real, do I want to be all in? Do I want to have integrity with my words, or do I just want to be some bullshit person that says one thing and does another, a hypocrite, a liar? No. A conniver. No, I can't be sly like that. I have to be true and competent and honest and faithful. That's why I didn't do it. Thank you, bird. Anyway, so it's day number 5 of this spiritual alchemy, and you notice any difference in myself? I don't know if I do, but it seems I've already done this many times. Every time I get to day 7, that's when I notice that people really pipe up and listen to me, and really just my vibe is increasing. And when I go to my job, everyone's smiling at me, and I don't know if that's from this. Of course it's from this. I mean, I've done the opposite, where I've busted nuts 8 or 9 times before I go to work or something, and let me tell you, dude, my self-confidence goes so all the way down the gutter, down the drain. And just the way people look at me, they can tell, dude. It reverberates, it echoes outward. Whatever I feel inside, it expands outward, and those people just can sense, dude, this guy's in a dark place, don't talk to him right now. He just looks like he doesn't want anyone to talk to him. He just looks angry. Well, not today, folks. Today is a good day. So it's that's an important lesson. If you change yourself, you're essentially changing the world. People always want to fix the world. Well, why don't you just fix yourself? Why don't you tend your own garden? Just figure out what you have to do, And then you're essentially like helping everyone, because if you can't take care of yourself, who's gonna want to take care of you? I had to learn that the hard way too. By the way, I've been homeless. Imagine being homeless, having that gambling addiction, having a meth addiction. I mean, it wasn't that hard with the meth because I knew it messed me up, but I would still do it from time to time, you know, just to be able to like keep going, to keep thinking. And then also just to have that marijuana addiction. That's another thing too. Like, I haven't smoked, and I feel so proud because that was like the main thing that I loved to do. Like, you can tell by the way that I would switch my train of thoughts, and maybe even the way my eyes looked. But like, oh, I would get high, so getting high off a plant, or I would change my train of thought. I would shift it and protect the pleasure and numb the pain. Anyway, this excitement's building, as you can tell. Like, I'm just going on, and I'm gonna make a podcast too with my friend, and we're going to just like rise. We're gonna rise up. We're gonna ascend. I even went to church yesterday. Like, things are really like switching up. Like, going to church and just praying, even though if I don't agree with some of the dogma and the rituals that go on with it, just the fact that you like do something uncomfortable, get out of your shell. That's how growth is. Do you notice that everything that is like good in this world is not good for you spiritually? What's good for the flesh isn't good for like the spirit. For example, food, right? All the food that tastes super good, like super greasy, deep fried stuff that just like is just not gonna sit well with you later. And I mean, all this if you want instant gratification, you're trading your happiness now, a little bit of happiness later, for like some happiness now. But now it's more of like a crescendoing, building up of just like staying lit, staying eternally light. Like, I'm naturally high right now and don't even have to use anything. What's another example, I guess smoking weed, right? You smoke weed, you get like super high, you feel good for the moment, but then after it's like a burnt out effect. What do you want to do? You just want to do more. Another example, busting a nut, right? It would feel really good to obviously bust a nut or something, watch some porn or something, but what is that gonna do? You're trading your happiness later for a couple fucking seconds of pleasure. Been there, done that. We've already know, man. This is the evolution. This thing is like happening as we know it. Another thing, I don't know, just patience, right? It would feel good to do something now with someone random or a stranger, right? But what is that really going to get you? Like a slight tickling sensation and then probably nothing afterwards? Instead, if you really like take the time to just like craft yourself and choose who you want to be with, like by lots of steps and processes, and getting to see their character and getting to see them before you just treat them like a fucking sack and using their body, Thank you for watching. I genuinely like love you all and don't hate anyone, and life is great. What can you say? Like, it's good to even be a part of this experience. Who knows what's gonna happen? Like, it's so quick, but yet it like is so long. The paradox. Thank you. Signing out. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'm staying consistent, aren't I? Let's keep doing it.